Hey everybody, welcome back to Sparks, Fire, and Bend Wire. Now it's been a couple weeks since I put out a video, and my last one was pretty short. And this one isn't going to be much better. We just finished up with a couple of the coldest weeks of weather I've ever seen in my life. It was down 30 below zero a couple mornings. Wind chill, don't even want to know what that was. We followed that up by one of the snowiest winters we've had in a long time. And the shop is heated and everything, but I'm just lazy. So I'm going to show you where I'm at with the tractor. I really haven't done a whole lot yet, other than sort through everything. I'll show you what I got, and hopefully the next video will be a little longer. Well, there it is, kind of pieced together. Everything's just kind of sitting there, nothing's really bolted up. But it looks like a good majority of it's there. Like I said in the first video, I believe that rear wheel is the only one I have. The other one's missing. And that one's shot. The rim's rusted out pretty bad. Tires all dry rotted. But fortunately, those are not the spin out rims, so those are actually pretty cheap. But it is still an unneeded expense considering I'm going to have to rebuild that engine now. I sorted through that pallet of parts. Some things I've even got run through the blast cabinet and primed already. This is the dash, I guess. All there is an amp gauge, kill switch, and a headlight switch. This is a throttle bracket that mounts by the steering column. I believe these are for the parking brake. Fan blade, pretty self-explanatory. These, I'm pretty sure, are what hold the hydraulic lever in place, which would be this lever here. And this is the linkage for it, which I'm pretty sure is supposed to be straight. I haven't done a lot of messing with it yet. This is the rod for the starter. This one's a choke. This one's the throttle. And I'm not sure on how this has been either, if that's right or not. I'm guessing it's probably not. This piece I haven't figured out yet. Hopefully it will become evident down the line. Same goes for this piece. These are for holding the drawbar on. The spring I don't know about. Radiator cap, which probably needs replaced, I don't know. The rear light, which I don't think that was factory. It looks like this was chrome at one time. It's got the right shape and everything. It matches up with the one that was on the WD-45. Although I'm not sure where it's supposed to actually mount on a C. This is the actual throttle lever. Goes through the steering column, and you can set the throttle wherever you want on that. Old chunk radiator hose, I'll be replacing that. A few other little odds and ends brackets that I don't know what they're for. That looks like the generator bracket. Generator's shot, which I'm going to be switching this tractor to 12 volt, same as I did the WD-45, and putting an alternator on it, so that's garbage anyway. That looks like the original headlight switch, which that won't be used. With converting to 12 volt, I'll just use a simple on-off switch like I did on the WD-45. I think that goes from the governor to the carburetor for the throttle. This piece I could not figure out for the longest time, but I looked at some other pictures online and discovered that it goes to the steering box. It will bolt right to the side of the tractor here. Then there's a U-bolt goes over the steering box. So that's what that's for. amp gauge, which is shot. I'm probably going to do a volt gauge again like I did on the WD-45. I really like that better. These go across the top of the steering column and hold the steering shaft to the column. Fuel line, it's just a piece of copper line. I'll probably just take some emery cloth and shine that up again and reuse it. I did find the manifold, but it shot. Big hole in it. Those are available aftermarket. Do have the carburetor, which is going to need a complete rebuild. I believe this is a Zenith. I haven't even cleaned it up yet. I'm pretty sure this one's a Zenith carburetor. Somebody stripped out one of the bowl screw holes and just drilled it out and put a screw with a nut on it. So I'm going to have to see if I can fix that. But it's here. I did find the sediment bowl, but the little dingus that tightens the glass bowl up to the bottom of it's missing. So I'll probably just get a new one of those. This is part of the lower radiator hose. It's got a drain valve on it, which is broke, so I'll have to get a new one of them. But that goes from the radiator down to the water pump, or vice versa, whichever way it goes. That's the low point, so that's got to be at the bottom. Here's the hydraulic ram for the rear lift. It's like a 3/4 inch, very small cylinder, so there can't be much power there to it. We got both front hubs. Here's the wheel bearings, which are shot, but at least I can get the numbers off of them. And another coffee can with the water pump that's in pieces, so I'm going to have to get a new water pump too. Now onto the tractor. The drawbar attaches to the final drive on each side. It comes out in kind of a semicircle. There's two brackets that come up here to the bottom of the seat framework. That was all pretty self-explanatory. The lift mechanism bolts on here somehow. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but that should be self-explanatory too. I did have the belt pulley for it. I don't know if you can see that on the video or not. That's down here. Seat frame, there's two brackets. Got the fenders on each side. And I figured out the clutch linkage. Both brake pedals. That's all kind of mocked up. Nothing's actually bolted together, held in place. It's all just sitting there. But it appears everything's there. And you got the little toolbox. The battery box will actually sit here. And I do have a battery box. It's a homemade one, but it seems like it fits. I'm probably going to have to make some brackets out of some angle iron or something to bolt on. Then tack weld the battery box to it. Should be pretty easy to do. Steering box is going to need a complete rebuild. There's way too much play in it. Fuel tank's there. I looked in it. It doesn't appear to be rusty. Just needs a good cleaning up. There's a couple dents on top, but should be able to pop them out. The hood is in real good shape by the looks of it. Not sure what them little notches are there. I'm guessing they're not supposed to be there. Probably take a piece of flat copper and weld that up a little bit and grind it out. Air cleaner's there. It's the bottom part of the air cleaner. It's pretty much a miniature version of the WD-45s. Steering rod seems to be in pretty good shape. Got the front bracket, everything there for the steering. It seems as though everything's there. Got the radiator in there. Radiator shell is in really good shape on this one. Just Basically needs sanded down and repainted by the looks of it. Might have to straighten out a couple little small spots, but that's in real good shape. Again, I do have both front wheels. I've only got one on there, but I do have them both. But again, the tires are dry rotted and cracked, so I'll be getting new tires for that too. If you remember from my last video, I discovered the engine is free, but there's way too much end play in the crankshaft. So I think in my next video, I'm probably going to be pulling this engine out, tearing it apart, seeing what we got. So that'll probably be the next video. This tractor does not have a distributor. It has a magneto, so you really don't even need a battery for this tractor. The battery's strictly for starting it and the headlights, which I don't have any headlights, but I think I'm going to put some on. Maybe I won't. I don't know yet. I haven't decided on that. It'll never get used at night anyway. Starters here, that was on the tractor. I haven't tried taking it out yet. I don't know if it's any good or not. Forgot to mention on the gas tank, this cap was on there, which is not the proper cap. And it doesn't fit good. I'm going to have to get the right cap for it. This side of the toolbox is in good shape here again. I think all I need to do with that is sand it down, clean it up, and paint it. I don't remember if I said or not, but I'm going to pull this cover off and look inside the transmission. It's going to need all new fluids in the transmission, rear end, final drives anyway. I'm going to pull that cover off because it doesn't feel right in second gear, I think it is, second or third. Doesn't feel like it fully engages, so I don't know if the shifter fork's bent or what. I'll be investigating that. These rear wheels have a cast iron center. It's pretty thick. And I do have both of those. Those are both in good shape. But this rim must be on the other side. There's holes rusted in it around the bead. And all these lugs have been welded on, and it just looks like peanut butter. It looks terrible. I'm just going to get 2 new rims, because you can get these rims for like $100 a piece, which is pretty cheap compared to them spin out ones. Them are like $500 a piece. So there you have it. It looks terrible, but probably really not all that bad. A lot of elbow grease and primer and paint's going to take care of most of it. Body work's going to be pretty minimal on this one by the looks of it. Biggest thing's going to be overhauling the engine, get new tires all around and wheels for the back. Those will be the biggest expenses on it. So that's going to do it for this video. Short and sweet, like I said. And like I said at the beginning, my next video will be, I'm going to tear this engine out, get it tore apart. I'll do a video on that. This is all just sitting together. I'm not going to video removing all this sheet metal and stuff, since it's just kind of hanging here. The important part will be when it goes together, when everything's nice and clean. You'll be able to see stuff a lot better. So I'll worry about all that down the road when the time comes. But for now, I'm going to concentrate on this engine. So as always, don't forget to check out my friends and fellow YouTubers, Zane at Hodgepodge Dodge Garage, Cody at YDoc Productions, James at Third Coast OBS, and Herb at Michigan Muscle Car Garage. They're all great channels. They all have great content. And I'm happy to call all these guys my friends. They support my channel, and I support them whenever I can. So that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time.